Hi, you guys. Welcome back to Meaningful Motivations with Tracy Erickson. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Tracey Erickson, and in this video, we are going to talk about soulmates, karma, and reincarnation. And this video is a story time because I'm going to share my past life crossing with my friend of 29 years. So stay tuned. We have been here before. That's my opinion on life anyway. In my opinion, your soul has incarnated on this planet most likely on multiple occasions. And the reason why we would choose to come here into this physical world is simply to learn with our free will choices. And being offered the chance to exercise our free will here on earth where we can experience duality. So that's like the general overall belief that I have in reincarnation. We've been here before, and the reason that we incarnate on this planet is so that our soul can learn and grow. I believe that soulmates can be your lover or romantic partner, but soulmates can also be friendships that you have in your life. Soulmates can be family connections, such as mother, daughter, or father and son, or a niece and an uncle, for instance. So soulmates can be expressed in many different ways and many different relationships in your life. And it is my belief that you can even have multiple soulmates in your lifetime, because soulmates, in my opinion, are simply other souls who have chose to incarnate at a similar timeline as you to learn some type of mutual lesson together. So it's almost like before anyone was born in this lifetime, your souls had this kind of agreement that at some point you would meet each other in this life and you would be able to then work through certain lessons together. My niece Evelyn came to visit. So now I'm taking a little Evelyn break, and I'll be right back to tell the rest of the story. Do you want to say hi to everybody?
Hi.
This video is sponsored by me and Tracys Apothecary. Tracys Apothecary is my brand new Etsy shop where I'm selling my intuitively selected crystal and oil blends. Do you want all of the energy purifying benefits of using Palo Santo without all the smoke? Tracys Apothecary has created the Palo Santo and Citrine Room Uplifting Spray just for you. With this unique blend of essential oils, you can remove negative energies and uplift any space without the smoke. The Room Uplifting Essential Oil Blend from Tracys Apothecary is made with Palo Santo, clary sage, and jasmine, and is designed to remove negativity, to attract good fortune, to calm and purify mind, body, and spirit, and to help you to detach from life's difficult situations, as well as to boost the mood into a more loving state of being. This blend also includes citrine crystals, which are known for their ability to bring positivity and optimism, and to bring emotional and spiritual balance. The Palo Santo and Citrine Room Uplifting Spray is produced in a sound bath of high vibration, healing music in an environment which is cleansed using the smoke of white sage and purified using the smoke of Palo Santo each day. Before this product is sent to you, it will be charged with Reiki by me with strong intentions for the highest good of all concerned. The Palo Santo and Citrine Room Uplifting Spray pairs perfectly with our Sage and Black Obsidian Room Clearing Spray. So be sure to check that out at Tracey's Apothecary as well. I hope you enjoy the Palo Santo and Citrine Room Uplifting Spray as much as I have enjoyed creating it for you. So we have some relationships in our lives who come here just for a small time to show us something, to really point us in a certain direction. Some people come to test us, to see if we can use our free will to make new choices rather than staying in our old, worn-out patterns. Sometimes we have relationships that are meant to stay with us our entire lifetime because we are so bonded with that other soul. So there are many different kinds of relationships that we can have in life. And so in this video, I'm specifically kind of talking about soulmates. And this video will be part 1 of a 2-part story time because I actually received a past life crossing report with my friend Leslie. And I've also received a past life crossing report with my husband, Neil. And in today's video, I will be sharing with you the past life crossing between me and my friend Leslie and what we learned in that lifetime, as well as what we came here to learn together in this lifetime. My friend Leslie and I met in 1993 when I moved from Broomfield, Colorado to Des Moines, Iowa. And so Leslie actually lived just down the street from me when I moved here. I don't know, I just feel like 29 years of friendship in this day and age is quite the accomplishment sometimes. Now, it's also so close a friendship that even my mom and Leslie's mom are still friends today. And so they're always still talking to each other and still in contact. So after all these years, the friendship still remains, not only between me and my friend Leslie, but also between our families. So this friendship is one that stands out to me in my life based solely on the fact that it has spanned such a large span of time of my life already, but also because of the fact that Leslie and I fight all the time. And no matter what happens in our life, no matter which direction life takes us, and no matter how different we had become, the one thing that always remained the same was our friendship and love for each other and our ability to just come back together at just the right times for support and just, mutual understanding between each other. Since I deemed this friendship of mine with Leslie as one which is very important, or at least very prominent in my life, I decided to get a past life crossing report done back when I was a student and teacher at the School of Metaphysics. So in April of 2010, we got this past life crossing that I'm about to share with you guys here. So this past life crossing is done by a team of 2 people. I've already explained this process in a previous video that I made where I shared with you guys just my personal past life crossing that I had done in 2009 through the same organization. So go check that video out if you have not done so already, because that one's quite interesting as well. But in this video, we have the same team of 2 people conducting this report. We have the past life conductor and the past life reporter, who is in a trance-like somnambulistic state, and they are actually entering into the level of mind to access the Akashic records. They find the Akashic records for the soul being read during the report, and that is where this information actually comes from. You guys, seriously, this is the only form of this report that I have. So I really needed to try to find a cassette player. So I sent my husband Neil, so he got me this thing so that I could actually listen to the past life report today with you guys.
April 3rd, 2010. You'll search for the identity of the entity referred to as Tracey Marie Erickson. Tracey Marie Erickson.
We have this.
You'll search for significant crossing of paths with this one referred to as Tracey Marie Erickson, and that one referred to as Leslie Palm Burgett, B-U-R-G-E-T-T, Burgett. And relate that significant crossing of paths.
We see both in similar form to the present, both female. Where we see for these ones to have been friends. We see this to be in the eastern portion of the United States, in the state of Ohio. We see for these ones to have come from England, immigrated from England to the United States. We see for these ones to have been adventurous and to have come as young women with their families. We see for them to have met up on the East Coast. And when these ones did mature to the age of adolescence, we see these ones to have left the family and to have traveled west to Ohio together. We see for these ones to have been dependent upon each other, for these ones to have clung to each other. For once these ones did move past the thought that this was a great adventure, and these ones wanted to become independent of the families, we see that these ones did realize how at times dangerous this could be, how frightening at times, and these ones relied upon each other for courage and strength. We see for the one of Tracy to have had many ideas and did encourage the one of Leslie. We see for her to be a stable force in the life of Leslie. We see for the one of Leslie to have had, to have gone along with the one of Tracy, because this one did trust the one of Tracy so completely and knew that whatever Tracy did initiate, this one would be loyal and true to that ideal. We see for the one of Tracy to have realized soon after these ones did leave that this one had gotten in over her head. And this one did not know how this one would survive or live. However, these ones did have a destination. We see for the one of Leslie to have had doubts. However, this one did not convey those doubts to the one of Tracy. For this one wanted the strength of Tracy to remain. We see for these ones to have traveled to Ohio and to have gone into a town and did seek to gain employment. We see the one of Tracy and did work in a store, a general store. This one had capability with numbers and was friendly and open and did work as a clerk within a store. As this land area was becoming rich with people moving into this area, we see that this one was very capable and did help the store owners very much. We see for the one of Leslie to have been at first to do laundry as a way to raise funds. However, this one was also very creative, and then this one did begin to work in a millinery shop and to sew clothing and to make hats. we see that the one of Leslie did enjoy this type of work and did appreciate the creativity, did sell some of her hats to the store. And so the one of Tracy did encourage the ladies to buy hats, and these ones supported each other in this regard. We see for the one of Tracy to eventually have learned to manage the store when the owners did reach an age where they no longer wanted to be so active, and this one did become the manager of the store. The store became very prosperous as well under this one's guidance. We see for the one of Leslie to have been very feminine in this one's thoughts. And this one did not imagine how this one could manage or lead in such a fashion, and did respect and admire that in Tracy. We see that this one, however, did take over the millinery shop and did then learn about finances, about running a shop, and did cause this to be quite successful as well. This one was well known for her beautiful creations. The one of Leslie did teach others, young ladies, to engage in this as well. We see for both of these to have married. We see for the one of Tracy to have married a male who was quite idolized the one of Tracy. We see for the one of the male to have considered the self less strong than the one of Tracy. However, the one of Tracy was patient and did love the one of the male. This one did not have as much respect as the one of the male had hoped. We see that eventually the one of the male did become a teacher within his school, and this one of the male did come to respect this oneself, and the one of Tracy did also. We see for the one of Leslie to have married a very strong but kind male in this environment, in this lifetime, and they did have a very harmonious and equal relationship. This Tracy admired very greatly. We see that there was much love, much communication, and patience within the friendship, and many ways in which each one supported the other. We see for this lifetime, this relationship to have continued throughout this lifetime. We see for both to have had children. We see for Leslie to have been a very devoted parent and engaged with the children. We see for Tracy to have been slightly more distant from the children, for the business to take most of this one's attention. We see for the husband to have been more engaged with the children in this marriage. We see for this time period to be that of 1800s, early 1800s. We see for the one of Tracy to have been referred to as Angela Goddard. We see for the one of Leslie to have been referred to as Elizabeth Robertson. This is all.
Yes, what understandings do we build in that lifetime?
On the part of Leslie, this would be courage. The courage to take steps and move forward in this one's own growth and development. For the one of Tracy, this would be leadership. This is all.
Very well. What would be the significance of that lifetime to the present lifetime for these two entities?
Once again, there's a bond of friendship and love that exists. We see that the one of Leslie is gaining strength in this one's self, and this one does look to and rely upon the one of Tracy for guidance, leadership, encouragement in this endeavor. The one of Tracy is very encouraging and does aid the one of Leslie to take steps in her growth. We see for the one of Tracy to appreciate the love and loyalty the one of Leslie does give, and this is a kindness and a softening then that is produced within the one of Tracy for others, because this one sees this in the one of Leslie. We see that Tracy is very stimulated to be like Leslie in certain ways, and Leslie is very stimulated to be like Tracy in certain ways as well. We see that these ones offer each other that type of support for self-growth. Would suggest that each of them realize that what they receive from the one or the other and what they give to the one or the other can be employed in other areas of the life, where we see that there tends to be an honesty and openness and a sharing that is restricted to these two, where indeed what is built or what is created in this relationship can be extended to many other people. For Tracy, this would be extending the unconditional love and support to others in this one's environment, the sense of openness and honesty and sharing of the self. We see that as well Leslie could offer this to others and to be more forthcoming in sharing this one's self, so that this one will give the many understandings that she has to enrich the lives of others, much as this one did enrich and actively engage in the lives of the children in the past lifetime related. Would suggest that the one of Leslie teach in some fashion to give the self, for this one does have the creativity and the desire to aid others in this regard. Would suggest that the one of Tracy embrace the strength within the self and offer leadership generously and unconditionally to others in this one's environment. This is all.
They ask, what does Leslie offer Tracy?
This has been given.
What does Tracy offer Leslie?
This has been given.
How can these two aid each other in their spiritual growth and development?
Would suggest that there be a spiritual practice, perhaps involvement in a church, or if it were outside of a church, in prayer, to pray together, to meditate together, to embrace volunteering in some fashion, to talk about the Creator. There are many ways that these ones could practice a spiritual connection. This is all.
How can the one of Leslie aid the one of Tracy in bringing out her leadership qualities?
This would be in loving unconditionally. For we see that Leslie does have this capacity to embrace and love people of all kinds. Wherever they are, there is an acceptance within this one, and then have a desire and an urge to see them grow for their own benefit. And the one of Leslie does put aside the ego in these endeavors. And this would aid the one of Tracy, who at times does make judgments upon others, to embrace and love others in such a fashion and aid them to grow wherever they are, as well as presenting truth. This is all.
How can the one of Tracy aid the one of Leslie in bringing out her creativity?
We'll suggest that Tracy does this by communicating how wonderful this one does think the creations of Leslie are. However, this one could also aid by providing a perspective because of Tracy's clear vision, then offer ways to add to or improve or extend or expand, as this one did with the millinery in the past lifetime related, how this one did encourage the one of Leslie to expand. To encourage the one of Leslie also to realize this one's intelligence, for Leslie does doubt this one's own intelligence at times. This is all.
Any further suggestions for these two entities' soul growth and spiritual development?
No.
I was on the phone with my friend Leslie yesterday for 3 hours and 40 minutes, you guys. And it literally didn't even feel like it was 3 hours and 40 minutes. But during that phone call, I was reminded of this past life crossing that we had done, because during that conversation, we were just talking about Tracys Apothecary and my oils, and she was talking about how she's always wanted to open this particular type of store, and she even said that she would like try to sell my oils in her store. And it reminded me of this past life crossing, because in that lifetime, Leslie ended up making hats and I ended up selling them in a store. So I was like, Leslie, you're acting just like Angela and Elizabeth. So I just thought it was so cool. But anyway, there were also other aspects of this conversation that I had with my friend yesterday that just reminded me so much of what we learned in that past life crossing report. I realized that we are encouraging each other in the ways that we were supposed to, according to that report, to lead to the best result, to the highest good of all concerned. And so we are supporting each other and encouraging each other in the ways that we are supposed to. And I feel like since 2010, when this report was done, I feel like we've also opened up our hearts in the way that it had suggested. I know that for me personally, I've definitely opened my heart so much since 2010, with the help of many little steps I've taken along the way, of course. But in general, I feel like this report was so interesting to listen to at this point in my life, because it's almost like I was able to see it from the perspective of my future self. I really want to know your guys' thoughts about karma, lessons that you and other people have come here to learn. And I want to know your thoughts on reincarnation. Do you believe that you have been here before? Do you believe that you have experienced past lives? Let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts on all of those things. I would love to know. Well, that about wraps it up for this video. So if you like this video, be sure to click that like button and share this video with all your friends out there. And of course, if you're a viewer but not yet a subscriber, I would love for you to click subscribe down below. And then once you have subscribed, you can click the notifications bell if you would like to be notified each and every time I upload a new video. And you guys, remember, I'm going to make a part 2 to this mini-series on soulmates, karma, and reincarnation. So be sure that your notifications bell is turned on so that you don't miss it. Thank you guys so much for watching and spending your time with me. I love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.